it's Grace, and I want to talk about Lady Gaga today. Oh my goodness. So, I've been a Lady Gaga fan for a while. I don't know like all of her songs, but I am just obsessed with her and more now than ever. She's just obviously so talented. Like her range is actually insane. Not just her vocal range, but like her ability to sing songs like Shallow and like then you got, Poker Face, which I feel like she's most known for like that like crazy out there eccentric side. And both of them are so good. Like she's just so talented. Okay. There's no question there, but it's come to my attention lately that she is a spiritual genius. I'm sure she's always had this like spiritual spark in her, whether you call it spiritual or just, being a good person, whatever. I'm sure she's always had it in her, but it wasn't until her newer song, Abracadabra, that I was like, oh my God, like she's actually so awake. Like she's so woke to the world of like spirituality and like energy and stuff. And so the word abracadabra, I actually almost got this word tattooed on myself a year or two ago, but I never did. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that means in some language, it means as I speak, I create. So the emphasis, we think of it as like, oh, magic, right? Abracadabra, it's like a silly thing, like a rabbit jumps out of a hat. But no, it actually means like as I speak, I create. Like the things that you say, the things that you think, it creates your reality, right? So, if it's raining outside and you're like, oh, it's raining, like I'm gonna sit inside all day and like not do anything, like it puts you down in like a mood because that's your reaction when you see the rain. Obviously, you're going to be in a more drowsy mood for the day, which there's nothing wrong with that. But, you speak, oh, I see the rain is here and it's going to make me drowsy today. So then you're going to be drowsy versus if you're like, oh, the rain is here. Like, let me go play in the puddles. Let me stick to what I was going to do today. Then you're going to stick to what you're going to do. Like, it's like the things you say, the things you think, it creates your next steps. It creates the world that you live in, your life. So anyways, that's abracadabra, okay? Starting off strong with that. Then you look into the lyrics deeper. She says, hold on. Oh, she says, keep your mind on the distance when the devil turns around. Okay. So basically, in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm envisioning like the devil turning around, right? And the devil could be things like our temptations, our vices. So she says, keep your mind in the distance, right? Focus on your long-term goals. Don't worry about the instant gratification that the devil can provide. Or, devil is such a strong word, but it's just our vices, our temptations, right? Keep your mind on the distance. She said, don't let him get you. Keep your mind on your goals, your vision, your long-term dreams, okay? And I'm like, slay. Okay, so that's early on in the song. Of course, she's talking about the magic of the moonlight, but we don't need to get into that. She's talking about casting spells. Like, girl. Like, I feel like people think it's a joke. It's a joke about, like, the magic of the moon and, like, casting spells. Like, it sounds so silly, but, like...
Surfers and sailors and water people literally use the moon to predict the tides, okay, of the ocean. So how are we not to assume that the moon and other planets might actually have an effect on us? Like, after all, we are 70% water, okay? It's not that crazy.
I don't know. I know there's a few people that get that. The witchy communities, Trisha Paytas, and clearly Lady Gaga now. I'm like, what the fuck, Lady Gaga? And I should have always known, like, she's clearly such a master of life. Like, it should have been obvious. Any creator, I think, is a master of life in some way. Anyways. She's talking about death or love tonight. It's kind of like a question. Like, what do I pick? Do I pick my temptations, my vices? Do I pick love and my long-term goals? And it's not to say that one is bad, one is good, one is right, one is wrong. They're just choices that we make, and those choices that we make us feel certain ways. And you get to choose what you prefer. How do you prefer to feel? Oh, she says, don't waste time on a feeling. Use your passion, no return. Oh my goodness. Okay. So she's talking about, okay, our emotions, right? Our emotions come and go. Our emotions are fleeting. We all have emotions. That's what makes us human, right? We have things that we do, things that we see, things that we say, things that we think, things that we think. And the same for when other people, say things or whatever to us. We have emotions that come up. Don't waste your time on those. Don't get caught up on those is what she's saying. Don't get caught up on those. Focus on your passion. Focus on the things that you love. Focus on the things that bring you excitement and bring you joy, and run with it. No return. Don't waste time on your feelings, the feelings that you don't love, okay? Some things, we need to navigate or whatever, but when you need to face something. When you need to face something. But if you're just sitting there and sulking and like kind of down bad, don't waste time on it. Move on. Come on. Life is there's too much passion, there's too much beauty, there's too many things that could excite you out there that it's not worth wasting your time on a feeling, okay? Even the great feelings, you don't want to sit too long in those either, because that could be not a vibe too. If you're just like constantly daydreaming about something that happened years ago, you're not living in the present moment, you're not doing things now, and you're not really in reality if you're living in the past, okay? So good or bad feelings, don't waste your time on them. Choose your present excitement and follow it and run with it, period. This also made me think about, like, I remember when I was back home for the holidays, my family and I were watching Lady Gaga music videos for whatever reason. She's a creative genius. Oh my goodness. Wow. And I was thinking, like, I feel like a lot of people, they see how loud she is, like, visually. They see how unusual she seems to be in the world that we live in. And I think a lot of people get really turned off by that because they get scared. They're like, this is something I'm not familiar with, something I don't see very often. It makes me uncomfortable, and people kind of they get into their shell and they run away from it because they're uncomfortable by it. Valid response, okay? But I think it's so interesting to like bring the awareness out there that like she is spreading such a great message in the things that she says and the things that she sings. Like, she is a beautiful person inside and out, and it's crazy. Oh my God. Don't mind me while I just fangirl over her for this whole video. But yeah, like, born this way, I think it's not many people would argue that song is devilish. Like, I feel like a lot of people might be like, when they shell away from her eccentricity, they're just like, oh, that's devilish. They just kind of write it off as like, but really, like, it's just out of this world. It's really just out of this world, and you don't know how to deal with it. Like, Born This Way, like, obviously that one is just sending such a great message of loving yourself and being authentically you, and living in your authenticity, which is such a powerful thing. But even in all of her other songs, I'm realizing, like, as time goes by, she has been on this wave, and she's not like the messages in her song, if you really dive deep and look at it, it's crazy how beautiful they are, and the messages that she's sending. And I really value her and her music for that reason. Aside from all the melodies, her voice, her range, her creativity, visually, auditorily, all of the senses. she itches them all. So yeah, Abracadabra, and maybe I will get it tatted on me, who knows. But yeah, I think that she's just amazing, and I think it's super cool if we encourage people to see kind of behind the image of other people, behind like what your first reaction is of them, and kind of dive deeper and listen to what they're actually saying and see what that means to you. Because her messages are iconic, and she's just a great person from what I can tell in her music. Don't know her, obviously. Anyways, that's my little spiel for the day. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I will go get an Abracadabra tattoo. Maybe I will, because as I speak, I create, and Lady Gaga is really cool. So bye.